Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Lilu Nishmasi Mimirosi Rusbas Mordechai Sally Fort gang. Proud father checking my son's status. Here goes the status. The status. That's his son's status. And then I got it from his son himself. Him and his chavrus are in Getty. Just because it's a break from yeshiva doesn't mean break from Torah. It's about the welcome back, Avi. Were you on Michael Harber's flight? No, garnish. Shalom Aleichem. Reb Michal, where were you when I was younger? When I was flying around, I needed another from pilot buddy. I didn't have it.
So, come join me.
I'm done. I think I'm done for now. You should know that you're causing many people to have a consistent daily learning through Bein HaZmanim. This is a big one. Bein HaZmanim, or otherwise wouldn't have touched the Sefer. Thank you for everything you're doing. Here's Reb Noam Fix. Dear Reb Eli, thank you for 1,000+ days of dafing. This Bacher did 1,000+ daf of Gemara. Please give an annual visit to Fix a Sroigin located at 72nd Avenue and Main Street in Kew Garden Hills, Queens. No, I did not make him. No, doesn't care. It's all Menakash Baruch Hu. It's Parnassa min Hashamayim. Looking forward to many more dafim in the future with appreciation. Yosef Kenningsburg, Washington Heights, New York, since the beginning of brachas. I see a little bit of a problem with that esrig. Noam likes to send, whatever. Okay. I would like to take this, I'm kidding. It was perfect. I would like to take this moment to thank you for all the extra time I found in my day. On the plane, waiting for the doctor, waiting for a family member in the car. Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur during selling aliyahs. Look, notice he doesn't say he learns during Chazal Shashat. No. Only during aliyahs. That's a big one. Lunch break, driving, before Kiddush, after Avdallah, Chalamayid. Unbelievable. You taught us that every minute counts and there is always time to learn and make your day so much more meaningful. Wishing you much Hatzlacha and Avodas HaKodesh. Still living the Motzei Shabbos shir we attended. Ari, check it now. Wow. You guys over here, you take it for granted, make fun, zach, and he's living that one shir is here for. David Dimbert. Watching Motzei Yom Kippur about the, not so much responses, but how about making some Masechta stickers, like Boy Scout merit badges. What did I say? Scott. No, not Scott. Boy Scout. With the MDY logo. Imagine cars in Muncie with 40+ MDY stickers all over the back of the car. I like it. Anybody with any good idea, let me know. I was thinking we should do, I saw this is a stolen idea, but you have like the whole shas, and as you finish it, you get like a peg, you get something to put in, you did this with stuff, you keep count. Put it on the fridge or something. The Koilel is sponsored by no one. Huh? Yeah, side car. The Masechta is sponsored by Baruch ben Moshe, Aaron, Moshe, Elazar ben Nata, Shalom, and for that, by the way, don't think that we're going straight into the shir. I still have to say some names, but we're going to do this first. I don't forget. The Masechta is sponsored by Jeff Razin, zchus my son, Yosef Simcha, Chaim, ben Chana, Refuah Shlaima, Amen. The rest of the Masechta is sponsored by Ofishel Mitzva Motivators, Refuah Shlaima for Avraham, Mנשה ben Chana, Bracha went through a second round of treatment yesterday. Zchus zchuriyah ben Moshe is the sponsor of the month. Second sponsor of the month, Refuah Shlaima for Yecheskel ben Leah. Third sponsor is zchus, that Hashem should watch over me and ensure that I'm completely healthy at Me'av Esrim. Sponsor of the day, Yosef Chaia Weisberg. Nishmas Yosef Menachem ben Yehuda, a person who I heard was a big, very big Daf Yomi person. Mamish lived Daf Yomi, was a big fan of Daf Yomi. So, the Shom should have an aliyah. Keith Reich, White Plains, New York, because I haven't sponsored in a while. You hear that? Keith Reich, White Plains. By the way, Donnie, you're done with the part. You're not doing Shnai Mikra now, right? It's only 40 psukim. That's what I'm saying. So you should be paying attention now. You got to be paying attention. Keith Reich, White Plains, New York, because I haven't sponsored in a while. Stam! I should be zoicha to always be able to give generously. That's somebody else. I should be zoicha to always be able to give generously, to always be able to give. And Dvora Mina Bas David Lazarian. Only one Lazarian. Okay, Rabbi Isai, some more names. Shmuel M. Horowitz, $18. Yitzchok Spivak. Canadian dollars. Oh. Shmuel M. Horowitz, 18 Canadian dollars. Yitzchak Spivak, 18 Canadian dollars. Alan Rabinowitz, 26 Canadian dollars. Benji Peister, 36 Canadian dollars. Alan Rabinowitz is here, no? Shalom Aleichem. Yossi Miller, 36 Canadian dollars. Steven Zoberman, 18 Canadian dollars. And Elvis is in the house. Ginsburg, 36 shekel. Mordechai Gober, $36. Zev Wasserman, $36. Aaron Greenspan, $10. Deborah Zuckerberg, $101. Michal Shalmov, $36. Meir Tesser, $36. Yeshaya Moskowitz, $10. Yaakov Sola, $10. Michael Strauss, $10. Jonathan Stefansky, $410. Moshe Bencher, $10. Simcha Kreisberg, $36. Stephen Stern, $200. By the way, Jonathan Stefansky did not give $410. He's just talking now, so I wanted to make sure that he's listening. But he is sponsoring breakfast in my sukkah, and we're going to hit him up big time. 4,010. Elliot Mattingly, 10. Yoel Krimsky, 10. Martin Hyman, 10. Dovi Fink, 10. Harold Herbst, 10. Daniel Rosenberg, 10. We're almost done with the list. Stephen Mann, 10. Nochem Stauber, 52. Avi Factor is not in the house, so we can just go forever. He's not screaming. He's the only guy. Aaron Meislik, 36. Fine. Stop. Okay, I'm stopping. No, Avi Factor went to America. I know all about it. I don't know if he wants. He's going to be back tomorrow, right after. He's going to be back for Yom Tov. He went for, I'm very proud to know him. They needed a big chesed, and they called him up, and he said, okay, I'm doing it, even though it's Erev Yom Tov, tremendous chesed he's doing. He's going, he's coming right back. They needed him. Nobody else wanted to do it besides him. Okay. Daf Tzadik Gimel by the Mishnah. We did sponsors already. Where's the Mishnah guy? What's the Mishnah sponsor? Oh, shh, guys, we're in the middle of a shir here. We're not in the middle of Chazor Shashatz or anything. We're in the middle of a shir. Woo! Okay. Sponsored by Moshe Cohen zchus for Limanat Torah and continue that Tzloch in Parnassa. The Olam could chill down a little bit. It'll be very good. The Olam's like, Erev Shabbos, Erev Yom Tov. I get it. Listen to this Mishnah and tell me what you think about this Mishnah. Is there anything that you could come up with just learning this Mishnah? Misha Yanasi Shalish Nashim V'meis. Oh, Rabbi Isai, here we go. We have, what's going on here? Yeah, that we know. Misha Hayash Nasi Shalish Nashim. He's married to 3 women. We have the Yerushalmi lady all the way to the right, Rachel. What is going on with the screen? I don't know. What's going on? That's you? And we have the 5-towner, and we have the Burka lady. Now, this is not going to change throughout the whole Mishnah. The first woman he married, he only gave her 100 in her ksubah. The second woman, he gave her 200, and the third woman, he gave her 300. So these are the ksubas on top is the number, 100, 200, 300. That's not going to change the whole Mishnah. What's going to change is how much he left over in assets. This is the guy, we saw him selling his shroigim, and this is what happens to him when he doesn't do the daf. I could have picked anybody. I decided to pick him. Stop. I could have picked a guy that doesn't even exist. I like doing it. Let's do it again. Just for fun. Here's Ruvain. Fine. Now, if there's a ksuba, he left over 100. 100, that's all he left over. So what do? Divide it perfectly, evenly. Each person gets a third, 33.3%, let's call it. Why? Because the person that has a ksuba of 100, she has the least of everybody. She has a full claim on the 100. And so does everybody else. So they have equal claims here. It's not proportionate. So she has a 300 ksuba. The one that has 100 has a full claim to the 100. And therefore, she's no worse than anybody else. And she gets equal to everybody else, 33%. Shalmana. No, tell us, Misha Yonosu Shalosh Nashim, Subasa, Shazumana, Shazumasayim, Shalosh Meis. One has 100, the other has 200, 300, says Rashi. And all these ksubas were written in the same day. Because if they weren't written in the same day, that's the next Mishnah that says it's obvious. Whoever's first comes first. If she's 100 and she was first, Just because he married somebody else 2 years later doesn't mean she should lose out on 100. She gets the full 100. They're all written in one day. This guy is a real Meshuggah. He got married to 3 women in one day. And he also tried to save on the chasana. Well, he's already getting married. He's already making chasana. Let's just knock it out at one time. Okay. There's only one mana. So since there's a shibud on that one mana for each and every woman, so now you divided it equally. If there's 200, here we go, 200. Now, let's think about this for a second. If there's 200, what should be the halacha? What should really be the halacha? So from what I did is, this is going to be consistent throughout. It says 100 and 100, that's from the 200. On top says ksuba. Now you take that ksuba of 200 and you divide into 2 pieces, 100 on the right, 100 on the left. The 100 on the right, everybody should have equal claim to, including the lady all the way to the right, Rachel, with the chicken coming out of a surfing bag, the whole thing. That lady, get used to these because we're going to need it in Sukkah. It's going to be good. So the lady on the right, she's claiming 100. She should divide the one part of the ksuva, the 100 of the ksuva, in 3 pieces with all her tsaras. We call them tsaras, right? Her co-wives. The 100 that's left over, she has 0 claim to. She has nothing to do with the 100. She could only claim as much as her ksuva says, which is 100. Shalom Aleichem. Levi, what's your first name?
Michael.
Michael Levi from
Great Neck.
Great Neck. Shalom Aleichem. Not related to the famous Joey Levi. Okay, spelled differently. So we only have 100 left. 100 left. You split that with the blue and the green lady. The 5-town lady and the Berkeley lady, that's the blue and the green. So it comes out that each woman, the 2 women that have a large ksuba, they should get how much? 83.3. 33 plus 50, 83.3. But that's not what the Mishnah says. What does the Mishnah say? The Mishnah says that the one that claims 100, she should get 50. And the other 2 divide the 50 that's left over into 2. To 25 and 25. The 100 on the left that the woman Rachel has no claim to, the chicken lady doesn't have a claim to, that they'll divide evenly 50-50. So the 2 women on the left that have a large ksuba, each one gets 75. And the lady with 100 gets 50. Now we have to understand that. So the Gemara says, the truth is, on a typical case, you get, this is how it's going to be. In a regular case, this is how it's going to be. It's a very interesting case what happened there. It's a special chiddush case. Not to be so concerned with it. I have a question for the olam. Shouldn't really start off the shir with it, for those who don't go into the shir. But I have a question. What happens? It happens on it's a ma'aseh sheb'chol, that's why I'm asking the question. A couple gets married. Many times, most of the time, a lot of times, one of the 2 is going to bring more money to the table when they buy an apartment. Usually it's the girl. I have a daughter. You pay. You have to pay up when you have a girl. So let's say there's $1 million apartment. Stop, I'm asking a real shayla halacha, $1 million apartment. The girl brings in $900,000, and the guy is a nice guy. He brings in $100,000. They live here in Bet Shemesh. Apartment goes up by $1 million. Now it's worth $2 million. And lo yaleinu, unfortunately, they get divorced. What happens to the $1 million profit? Does the girl who brought in 90% of the apartment, she should get 90% of the profits? No. Or not? No? Everybody says no. Why not? She brought in 90% of the... She wouldn't be able to buy it in the first place. It's no different. It's an investment in one thing. I could quantify this investment. I put in 90% of the investment. Let's say they bought stock. She bought 90 shares of Coca-Cola and he bought 10 shares of Coca-Cola. They're going to split everything equally afterwards. So you guys are right, but it's from this Mishnah over here. Okay, so let's see weiter. Says the Mishnah, but what if the ksuba was 200? Shamana, the one who brought in 100, let's go to the chart, the one Rachel all the way to the right who brought in 100, and it tells Chamishim. You see, Mati, she gets 50. We're already in a different sugya. We go about, you can't talk. We're in Milshir, you can't talk. Shomasayim, the one who brought two, the one who has a ksuba for 200, Vishal Shalish Mais, and the one who has a ksuba of 300, Shloisha shel zav. Each coin, golden coin, is 25. So 3 times 25 is 75. As you see in the chart, the blue gets 50 plus 25 is 75. The green gets 50 plus 25 is 75. The two larger ksubas get 75. And that's 150. 75 plus 75 is 150. And you have 50 left over. That goes to the lady in red. Okay. What if the ksuba was 300? Okay, that remains the same. The lady who has 100 ksuba, she gets 50, just like, let's go to the case before. She also got 50, you see, 50. Now she gets 50. The other 50 we divide with only, the Gemara is going to have to explain. This is not a typical case. This is a special Chiddush case. She divides the 50 with the lady in the middle, let's call her blue, the 5-towner. V'shamosayim mana. So the lady that gets a 200 ksuba, she gets a full 100. V'shal shalish mois shisha shel zav. 6 coins of 25, which equals 150. So the lady, the Berka lady, she gets, you see, 100 plus 50. Because, let's think about this. The lady in the center doesn't have a claim at all against the 300 portion of the ksuba. Her ksuba is only 200. So her claim, her shibud, is only 200. So the 300, the extra 100 at the end is 100% the Berka ladies. The whole machlokes is in the centerpiece, so they'll fight over the center. They do yachloiku on the middle piece. The first piece, there's no argument. They're already divided, 50-50. So Memela, the lady that claims 200, so let's start from the beginning. The lady that claims 100 gets 50. The lady that claims 200 gets 100. And the lady that claims 300 gets 150. Now, V'chein shloisha shetilu lekis, 2 people, shloisha, 3 people, go into a partnership. Pichasuay siru kachem cholkim. Now, this is different than what we just said. There is some sort of division, but different than what the ksuba, it's proportionate. Whatever I put into a business deal, that's how much profit I'm going to share. If I'm a 1/3 of the business deal, I get 1/3 of the profit. 50%, 50%. It goes, that we understand. It's not like a marriage. I want to point out, this is something I don't understand. That's what I was on the phone coming in here with Rabbi Mendy Newman, very, very Chashav Magachir here in town. He sent this to me yesterday. A number of people sent it to me and told me about this. This is economics. This person, Robert Uman, he won a Nobel Prize. So he's not a jokester. He won a Nobel Prize in economics, and he proves from our Mishnah, the 3 cases. He has a 12-page thing. I went to Panovich. I tried to read it. It was like He goes through all the cases, and he says that to come up with what the Mishnah came up with took 2,000 years for mathematicians to figure out, and he proves it. And he has a whole thing. He even says it's physical. You can do it physically. You can figure out the Mishnah physically. You have to go to a super math, and basically you take the 2 n numbers and you divide those in. It's a bunch of little fights going on here. A whole Torah, 12 pages. You're welcome to read it. I have no idea what it says here. Just so you should know, I'm just saying he proved from the Mishnah that a certain theory, and he's very happy with how the Gemara, the Mishnah came out Lamaskana. Okay.
He also used pictures, by the way.
What?
He also used pictures to explain it.
Yeah, he did. It's math. Shalmana netels chamishim. Says the Gemara, okay. The lady who has a ksuba of 100, she takes 50. Ask the Gemara, that doesn't make any sense. If you look at the chart, why she should get 50? She should get 33%. She is fighting a 3-way fight over the 100. So divide the 100 in 3 ways. What happened? Why is she deserving of 50% of the 100? Tlasin utlasa v'tilta hu de'isla. She has 33.3%. Omer Shmuel b'koseves balas mosayim lebalas mana. What happened is the center lady, the feinschmecker from the 5 towns, she said, you know what? You're nebach, you only have 100 in your ksuba. I feel bad for you. I'm not gonna sue you Me and you have nothing, no fight. I'm going to take it up with the 300er. So therefore, the 100 comes along, the 100 ksuba, the lady in red, since she's not fighting with the 200er, so she gets 50%. It's a fight between the Berka lady and her. Okay, so they'll divide that. Says the Gemara, we're gonna address that problem also in a second. Asked the Gemara, if that's the case, she said, I have nothing to do with you. We said, okay, and how do you split this up? It goes, should we go back here? Each one of the higher Kesubos gets 75, 75, 50 plus 25, 50 plus 75. Taimala, the 300er should tell the 200er, Hosakis nafshach mina. What are you talking about? You don't deserve anything. It should be like this. You said to the lady, to Rachel, the lady in red with the red ksuba, 100, I have nothing to do with you. I'm not going to go after you. Okay, so you took yourself out of the 100. You took yourself out of the picture. Guess what? Let me, green, step in and take the rest of it. Let me take 50. In other words, she's telling her, you should remain with 50 because you took yourself out of it. You want to fight with me on the second 100? Okay, let's fight. I get 50, you get 50. But that's it. Why do you deserve anything from the first 100? Let me step in there and take that first 100. You yourself said, the Gemara says, we're talking about a case where she said, I'm going to be a nice lady. I have nothing to do with the first 100. Isn't that what happened? Says the Gemara, no, I didn't take myself out of the first 100. I'm not going to fight with you, Mrs. Red Rachel. I'm not going to fight with you. But I still have a claim to the first 100. Okay, let's go weiter. Huh? Oh. That's good. That's good. Good. Now let's go to the next case. You have 300. Shomosayim, the one who has a ksuba for 200, mana, she gets a full 100. 50 plus 50. 50 from the first 100, 50 from the second 100, and nothing from the third 100, so she's left. The blue gets 100. Says the Gemara, why? Shivim v'chamishu Isla, she should get 75. Why? Let's see if we have it here. 75. Why? Because she has 0 from the last 100, right? She has no claim from the third 300. She's only, her Kesubos says 200. She can't claim against 300. So she has nothing to do with the last 100. She has nothing to do with the first 50 of the red Kesuba. Yeah? All the way to the right, the first 50, she says, I'm not going to fight you. No. So what's her fight? Her fight is with the second 50 of the first 100. Right? You have the first 100 on the right. The red part, she was Moichel. The second part, she's going to fight with the Berka lady. So she fights with her. She's going to get 50% of 50, which is 25. And she's also fighting about the 100 in the center. She's going to get 50% of that, which is 50. 50 plus 25 is 75. Why do you say that she gets 100? She shouldn't get 100. She should get 75. Omer Shmuel. Because there's another mechila going on here. The third lady, the Berka lady, is saying to the second lady, to both of them, because the Berka lady removed herself completely from the first 100. So Melech, she removed herself completely from the first 100. Now you just have the red and the blue fighting over the first 100, and we split it down the middle, 50-50. Then the blue and the green fight over the second 100, so we split that down the middle. So what does the blue get at the end? The 5 touter, she gets 100. That's what she gets 100. Because, so what's going on here is very interesting. If there's no mechila going on, like a regular normal case, Bizman Hazeh, 2022, what year are we in? Tafshin Pei Gimel. Thank you. Gimel. I thought we were in hay already. Gimel. Usually nobody's moichel. We're not talking about something. So then each, the two ladies, the 200 and 300, we wouldn't be doing this. There's no mechila going on. We would split the first 100 into 3, and Memela would get 83.3 and 183.3, whatever. Okay. Here comes another chiddush. Let's see if we have it here. Oh. What happened was, chart 12. There was 2 times that the ladies grabbed stuff. Rashi says, we're talking about metaltalin, interesting case. Ksuba, metaltalin. Okay, fine. The husband set aside cash for the ksuba. Similar, like, I guess they do that today also, it'd be cash. There was 75 that the women grabbed, $75. They all grabbed it. So if they all grab it, and they all have equal claim to the $75, because the minimum ksuba over here is 100. So she for sure has a claim against the 75. So you divide the 75 into 3 pieces. Each one gets 25. Okay. Now we have 125 left. We're talking about a ksuba of 200. Reisha b'shtei tfisas. D'naflu 75 b'chad zimno, u115 b'chad zimno. So now, the last from the 75 that is here, you divide that again. Okay, so let's go like this. There was 2 grabbings. 75, split that 3. Great. Guess what happens here? Because there's 2 grabbings and it was only 75, it's a very cool case. It was 75. The Gemara doesn't say they grabbed 100. They grabbed 75. Why? Because now all 3 players are still in the game. We didn't get rid of the Rachel lady. She's still there. You didn't satisfy her. If there was a claim against 100 and you gave her whatever you gave her, 33% of that, she's gone. She's out of the story. But you only gave her a third of 75. So she says, wait a minute, I still deserve money. She comes back. Nachamo. She comes back for 75. No? Okay, fine. Okay, so that's right. Okay, right. She comes back for 25. So she's coming back and she's having a claim against the next 70. Now they chapped 125. They chapped another 125. She's coming back, pay me up 25. So we split it up. We give her 25 and give each woman 25. What do you have left from that now? 50. So the 50 is split in half. So she's not part of it. She doesn't have a claim on the last 50 because she only has a claim for, she only has a $25 claim. She has a $25 claim and therefore you have to take 75 and give her 25 and give each one 25. If you're going to give her 25, you have to give each one 25. You have to be fair.
She has a claim on 70.
No, she has a claim on 75. On the next 75, she has a claim.
No, because if we're saying that her the first 100 that we give her, that's the only part she's part of, right? She was part of 75 in the story.
Yeah, but then
only has 25 plus. She can make a claim.
I hear what you're saying. I hear. We kind of use what you're saying, your svara, in a little bit. What would happen if if they all grabbed 200, let's say? You wouldn't have this problem, right? Then it's the first case. Okay, fine. Seifa, this is a little bit more interesting. And again, there's 2 grabbings. Again, 75 and 225. 2 grabbings. So from the 75, we give her 25. Again, we do another 75. We take the 75, we give her 25. Now you're left with the second lady only has a claim now on 100. Because in the beginning when we did 75 and she got 25, her claim was what? On 175. When we take the second lady, her claim is 200, but we already gave her, all the way in the beginning, we gave her 25. So her new claim is what? 175. So now we're using what Jonathan is saying. I'm not exactly sure over here. That we take the 75, and with that 75, we kind of Get rid of 75 of her ksuba because we're taking 75 and dividing it 3 ways. And now her claim only remains 100. That's what you were saying before. Now her claim remains 100. So for 100, we divide 100 in half, 50-50. And now we're only left with 50 total, and the last 50 the Berkeley lady gets. Yeah, should we do that again?
No, because she should only have a claim on the 50 the last time. If she made a claim on 75, she should have a claim on 50 the last time.
Oh, that's what I'm not 100% sure. Why is the second 75 treated differently than the first 75? I don't know. But in the beginning, because the first 75 she gets 25, and they say her claim is 175. I'm missing a little piece here. I know.
If you do all the math, they'll get 50%.
No. The way I understand it is the first 75 you split 3 ways, 25. What does the second lady have left? You hear, Jonathan? Stay with me for a second. The first 75, and then we have a second 75 because the first lady is claiming against it. Yeah. The first lady is claiming her 25. Again, so we split that 75, and that 75, the second time, gets rid of 75 from the second lady. And now her claim is only 100. And our claim 100, we split that in half. And Memela, look at all the blues. 25 plus 25 plus 50 equals 100. Look at all the greens. 25 plus 25 plus 50 is 100. Plus 50 is 150.
75, then you take 175.
Yeah.
After she gets, you do again the claim. After whatever she got, after the 250.
Yeah, you have 175. Now what? 175, and who's going against 175? All three.
No. You have 75, that goes into 3.
Right.
Then you have the total, okay?
225, yeah.
Right. So the second one has 175 claims, right?
Yeah.
And then that 175, you split again into 75 because just the first one.
You take off 25, 25, 25.
That's right.
So now that 75 comes off to her 175. That 75 comes off her 175.
That's right.
And now you bring her down to 100. But you didn't do that in the first 75. No. You said she has a claim for 175. That means you only took off 25 from her. Why? Why the first time you only take 25 off her claim? And the second time you use the whole 75 to take it off her claim. I'm not sure about that piece. What?
You don't take off the whole 75.
Now her new claim is 100.
The first one, you took off 75.
Yes.
So her claim is now only 175.
No, but her claim started off at 200.
She got already 25.
Okay, so we go by what she got? We go with what she got. Okay, so we go with what she got. Now what? There's a claim. Now her claim is 175.
So the first 75 gets divided by
Right. Now it's 175. Right.
100 goes between 2 of them.
No, 175 is left. There's 225. There's 225 left, and her claim is 175.
The first 75 goes between all 3.
Correct.
So there's now another 100 which goes between 2 of them. There's 2 of them claiming 100.
Okay.
And then you have another what?
No, the second 100
Yes.
is still the first one is still claiming from the second 100.
One wants 2.
The first one is still alive here in the game. She still is claiming.
She can't claim because she already received from the second part.
From the second part she received? You're talking about the second part. Okay, so let's talk about the second part. Let's talk about it afterwards. We'll try to figure it out later. Okay, weiter gegangen. Rebbe, we have a lot to do here. Wow. Sorry. Zu Tanya, Zu Mishnas Rebbe Nosson. Rebbe Oimer, Einani Roy Dvash Rebbe Nosson be'elu, 𝐒𝐡𝐢𝐿 b'shava. Everybody has a shibud here, and everybody collects equally. Now, I got to tell you a story real quickly. You might know the answer. A Ma'aseh Shahaya. There was a Rebbe from Hamasoira in Yerushalayim who went to buy a lottery ticket. In those days, the lottery ticket cost 4.5 shekel, and he only had 4 shekel on him. So he sees another Rebbe from Hamasoira walk by, and he says, "Do me a favor, you have a half a shekel?" Yeah, you know the end of the story. He gives him the half a shekel, and he wins 3 million shekel. In those days, 3 million shekel is 10 apartments, literally 10 apartments, 3 million shekel. So the second Rebbe from Hamasoira says, "Okay, give me 5 apartments, give me 1.5 million shekel." So the guy says, "What are you talking about? You gave me a half a shekel. The ticket was 4.5. I put in 4, you put in a half. Who wins?" You guys said already, the second guy, because without the half a shekel of the second guy, He can't buy the ticket at all. It doesn't make sense to you, right? It doesn't make sense to you. Yeah. Oh, so you're saying you shouldn't get anything? No, it's the way he said it, okay? So he said, come be my shulter. Come be my shulter. You have to say he said it's be my shulter. Yeah. Says the Gemara, V'chein shloisha shetilu, Omer Shmuel. Shnayim shetilu lekis. What happened? Oh, he's saying that, what? But you tell him what to do. Omer Shmuel, Shnayim shetilu lekis. Zeh mona v'zeh mosayim. He's about to jump off the thing. We don't have a mic yet. We have two people investing in a business. Zeh mona v'zeh mosayim. 100 and 200. Hasachar le'emtza. This is halacha l'maisa. You see the little aleph there. This is Shulchan Aruch. This is the psak for this lottery ticket. In honor of my uncle Reb Elchanan Pressman, zchus for a year full of bracha, bracha, Hatzlacha, and also sponsored as a zchus to continue being able to support Torah and to finish Shabbos with Reb Eli. The end of the story is a very sad story. The guy that put in the 4 shekel, he helped his kids do she puts here, she puts there. Before he knew it, he had 0 money left. The 𝐒𝐴𝐿 𝐿 people that win lotteries. The other guy was a little bit more of a savvy investor, and whatever. He left. He's not a Rebbe anymore. Amar Rabbi, no, I'm just kidding. Amar Rabbi, I just made up that whole ending, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, go online. The guy that won $350 million. His 2 daughters became drug addicts. He was shot in the head. He had no kids, so he died penniless and he was killed. And it's every one of these guys, these NFL players, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, you have to know how to do it. Amar Rabba, says the Gemara. There's 2 kinds of things. There's an investment. Imagine an ox. Me and you buy an ox. I put in 2/3, you put in 1/3. And you want to chop off, 1/3 of the animal. So imagine our ox trying to plow a field with just, my front legs. It's not going to work. We're in a partnership here together. We bought this ticket together. Not to make it less confusing. There's charisha and tvicha. If I sell the meat, right, Benny? I take the meat, I could chop it up into any way I want to chop it. I get 1/3 of the animal and you get 2/3. Great. It's a beautiful division. I could do that. But the Gemara is adding to that even more. What if we went into the business, to a business that you cannot divide? It's a charisha business. You can't divide 2/3 and 1/3, but then it ended up even. It's a chiddush. I could have just said simple, charisha, tvicha. But I'm saying even if I started off as a charisha business and it flipped into it came time to kill the animal, it was getting old, or the prices of meat went up, whatever the reason is, we decided to shecht it. Now we could divide it equally. I could flip my business, the outcome. Instead of it being 50-50, I'm going to go 2/3 and 1/3 because that's how we put the money in. Even if they start out the business not like that. You always go down the middle. Fine. That's the story with, that's why we paskin also with the dira, that if she brings in 90% and he brings in 10%, at the end of the day, we split it down the middle. But how does it fit with what we said? 2 people put into 1 pocket, in other words, into a business. One brings $100, one brings $200. You split it down the middle. We're talking about even a case where they started off where you couldn't divide it and then you were able to divide it. No, we're talking about a simple case that you can't divide it. But you admit to me that if you started out where you can't divide it, and then it flipped into a case that you could divide it because you're shechting it, so then you could split the money as they put the money in. Whatever the percentage that they put in, that's the percentage they take out of the profits. Ask the Gemara if that's the case. So Rashi over here says, let's say one bought very strong animals, one bought very weak animals, and they got mixed up. and now you don't know what's what. You're telling me a funny story, you're going to another kind of story. That's the typical classic Gemara question. If you're admitting that in this case is XYZ, then why don't we just say two cases that are very similar? It's a case that I bought an ox to plow, and we sold it plowing, and therefore I can't divide it based on what I put in. I could only divide it down the middle. But if I started off thinking that it's going to plow, but at the end of the day, we sold it as meat, why do you have to tell me a funny story? I bought strong animals, you bought weak animals, they got mixed up, we didn't know, and then each person, tell me a much simpler, just be consistent in the story. You're right, that's exactly what we meant to say, and that's what it says here. It's one story. When do I split it down the middle? When I bought it to plow and I sold it to plow. But if I bought it in a way that I cannot divide it up, but then it turned into something I could divide it up, it's similar to another story. It's as if I bought the strong animals, you bought the weak animals, and they got mixed up. It's a case of that we could split based on the investment. Now, we learned in the Mishnah, 3 people put into one pocket, into one investment. If it went up, it went down, they split it, they divided equally. My love, you're learning that it means that it really went down in value. They made a profit. And what does it say? Look at the top words of this Amud. Hasachar la'emtza, the revach you do in the middle. That is Shmuel. Hasachar la'emtza. Over here we're saying, so this is, was whatever they put in, right? And Shmuel says, whatever they put in. And Shmuel says, 50-50, you split it down the middle, so it's a kasha. Says Gemara, and it'll be kasha on Shmuel, the top 2 words of the Amud. What's going on here is as follows. There's money, right? We're using money. And it says a quarter, 25 cents, whatever it is. It says 1 dinner. But there's old money and new money. The difference between the old money and the new money is that the new money is easier to get rid of. People like it, they take it, even biyamenu. If you give somebody no, not so much a new shagad, that really has no value. But let's say a $1 bill that's really all, if a guy gives you change or whatever, you give a guy in shul, he gives you a bill that's all, he says, no, give me that one. It's easier to get rid of. It's easier to deal with. So the Gemara says what happened was that they were doing the business and their coins got better. Not the value. They didn't really have more value, just easier to deal with. And what are you going to do with the older coin? So Gemara, I have a perfect thing what to do with it. I think I got this from Yoni. This is from Shabbos. Literally, they would take these old coins and they use it as medicine. It could heal your foot because it has rust. It has moisture in it, rust, and it's very strong. And it has even the Gemara learns that the depiction on the coin also heals for however reason. So that's what they were using the old coins for. So you use that. You take your coins. You do that. I do mine. Shalom Yisrael. Rabbi say, what's the Shabbos? We're going to just make it a little earlier, 9:15, to make Menachem Ateh happy. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful Shabbos. Yishkoyach to all the guests. Yishkoyach. Wow.